Welcome to the first video in the 5 series installments of Stephen Covey's Time Management Prioritization Matrix. Today's video is going to be a quick introduction into this concept. How many of you have not heard of this story? Somewhere forwarded along the emails, Facebook and WhatsApp about a time management expert who walks into a room with a glass jar, and he walks in and he starts asking the audience, "Is this jar full?" They say no, it's empty. And then he proceeds to put a lot of big rocks into the particular jar, and then he asks, "Is it full?" When they say yes, he starts putting in small pebbles and small stones into the jar, and that filter in and fit in between. And now the audience says the jar is not full still. And then he goes ahead and pours a lot of sand that settles in between the small pebbles. And now when they say the jar is full, he pours water and he shows that, well, the jar is still not full. When asked about the learning from this, a clever person from the audience says that no matter how much time that we have or we don't have, even if I think I don't have enough time, it's possible for us to still do a few more tasks. But here's the cliched learning from this. If you don't put the big rocks in first, you can never put them in, because once the sand and the small pebbles are in, the big rocks cannot really enter into the big jar. Though this could be a forward you've seen, Stephen Covey, the first time when he spoke about big rocks as a concept, it was a power-packed concept that really broke the world of personality development. In his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he called it the third habit, calling put first things first, which is a basis of prioritization exercises and prioritization trainings everywhere. In fact, it was so popular that Eisenhower picked up the same prioritization matrix and he added on a little bit of his own framework as to what are the activities or what action should a person take on each of these 4 quadrants. And Stephen Covey went on to write an entirely separate book called First Things First, based on this particular concept. So what is the time management quadrant? We have activities which are important. Important is an activity that will give you a value, a result, an output. Importance is a function of the impact of whatever is you're doing. Does it give you a lot of results or critical results, or don't the results matter? Are they significant or are they insignificant? Based on this, we can decide whether an activity is important or it is not important. Urgent is a function of time. Is something that needs to be done right now, or can it be done even a little later point of time? What needs to be done right now can be urgent, and what could be done a little later point of time is not urgent. Based on this criteria, you will have activities which are important as well as urgent. Those that you really have to do because they add a lot of value, and you have to do them right now because you cannot afford to delay them. This Covey calls Q1, quadrant 1. You then have activities which are important, you do have to do them, but you don't have to do them right now. It's okay if you push them a little later. These are the important and not urgent activities which Covey calls as Q2. And then you have the third set, activities which are urgent. They need to be attended right now, but they're not really very important. They may not add a lot of value to whatever it is that you're doing. It could be that quick chai break that you take along with your friends. They may not add a lot of value, but they're urgent because it could be the need of the hour at that point of time. And this is which are not important but urgent become what we call quadrant 3 or Q3. And then we have the neither important nor urgent quadrant, which Covey very famously calls the time wasters that we all understand. From social media to probably over gossiping to miscommunication, there are a lot of time wasters that we tend to have in our life, and getting rid of them can really enhance our prioritization. So these 4 quadrants, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4, crisis, firefighting, deadlines that loom up and land upon us, are the quadrant 1. The goals, the planning and things that we really need to do to progress our life and career can be the quadrant 2. The various interruptions or activities that we like but really don't add much value can come under quadrant 3, and a lot of activities which we may enjoy doing but they really do not add a lot of value, nor do we need to do them right now, could come in quadrant 4. These 4 quadrants put together are the famous time management prioritization matrix of put first things first that Stephen Covey speaks about. In fact, like I mentioned, this was so popular, Eisenhower picked up this matrix and he created a framework. What is the action to take for each of these quadrants? The quadrants which are urgent and important, Q1, Eisenhower says do immediately because they're urgent and they're important. So do. Quadrant 2, which are important, right, but which are not really very urgent. What he says is stop procrastinating and plan. Plan for them, schedule for them so that you will know that over a period of time you can accomplish. So for Q2, the action is plan and schedule them. Q3, the quadrants which could be something urgent but not really important. These are the things we can afford to delegate. These are the things that we can give out to other people and say, hey, why don't you pick this up and then try doing that. So choose to delegate some of these activities. And the quadrant Q4, neither important nor urgent, just eliminate from our lives so that they do not occupy time, space and energy from us at all. So using Eisenhower's framework and using Stephen Covey's concepts, we can manage to prioritize our time and our lives and activities quite a bit. In the next 4 videos, I'm going to talk to you a little bit in detail about each of these 4 quadrants, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. Keep watching them, and together the 5 videos, which come to about 20 minutes plus in total, hopefully will give you a strong essence of how to prioritize your activities and your life. This is Revati Thuraga from the Leadership Unlocked YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe and please come back to watch again. Thank you.